Let's bow our heads and feel the presence of our Lord. Heavenly Father, thank you for this evening of camaraderie and new learning. Thank you for the opportunity to mingle with one another again and have this mental exercise in speaking and in leadership. As we rise and lead for tonight's meeting, we lift up our speaker and our role takers and everyone in this virtual hall. Give us wisdom and eloquence to be the best speakers and best leaders in our own rights. Guide us, help us, lead us, protect us, and save us. This we pray in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Let us raise our right hands and recite the Toastmasters promise. As a member of Toastmasters International and my club, I promise to attend club meetings regularly, to prepare all of my projects to the best of my ability, basing them on the Toastmasters education program, to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments, to provide fellow members with helpful constructive evaluations, to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow, to serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy, to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers, to adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters education and recognition programs, to act within Toastmasters core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities.
All right. Thank you, DTM Mark. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good
By the
evening.
trust vested in me by Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, I now officially call this meeting to order. So welcome everyone, whether you're joining as a member or a guest, I encourage you to fully participate in our meeting tonight. Share your presence and let us enjoy the learning experience we have prepared for tonight. As I have said on the previous meetings, every time you join our meeting or whatever seminar or what you do on our daily lives, always enjoy what you learn because it will give you motivation to continue what you do in work, in your family, or in your professional organization. So, as your president, I will now wear my next task hat as your Toastmaster of the evening. So, tonight's theme is Rise and Lead. And before we rise too formally, let me ask you, by the show of hands or reactions, who here thinks leadership is easy? Any show of hands? Yes, leadership is easy. Okay, good. So we're off to an honest start. For some, leadership is not easy, and for some, it's quite easy. But leadership isn't about titles or being the loudest voice in the room. It's about lifting others while lifting yourself, especially when no one's watching. So during our team building last Saturday, I have shared to you my experience as your leader of this club for a year, for the term 2024 to 2025. I may say it's leadership is not quite easy. I have been in a roller coaster ride, but I'm thankful for the support system and strong foundation we have in Toastmasters because here in Toastmasters, you will learn to our seasoned members. They will guide you wherever in the club, professional, or even if you have a family matters, you can tap them and they can help you. So, dear fellow Toastmasters, are you ready to rise and are you willing to lead?
Yes.
Absolutely, Tito Oscar. TM Oscar. So, before we continue to our meeting, I'll give you I think, four types of leadership that I have found. For easier remembering, let me call this ABCD type of leadership. A for a servant leader. What is a servant leader? Servant leader put others first. So, who here leads quietly but powerfully, extending their help to their fellow members? Anyone? Maybe you can, as go along with the types of leadership, you can see, what am I? Am I leader A, leader B, leader C, or leader D? Let's move on to leader B. Leader B as visionary. So visionary leaders are forward thinkers. They inspire people by showing them the big picture and saying, let's go together. So, who's been a big dreamer in your team or your family? Well, if you are B leader, the visionary. So we have two, a servant leader and V for visionary. The next one is C. Are you a C leader? Which means the coach. Coach type leaders focus on individual growth. So just like in a football or basketball or volleyball, anything that you coach, they mentor, they ask questions and build people up from the bottom as they become superstars in their field. So who here enjoys giving advice to others, guiding others, and seeing someone succeed because of your help? I may say you're a C type of leader. You're the coach. And lastly, the D, the fourth leader, the democratic leader. This leader is collaborative. They lead by listening. So the the first question they ask to their constituents or members, they say, what do you think? And they love to value the shared decisions in an organization because they love to consult first to their constituents, who here always wants everyone's input before making a decision, like having a poll in your GC in Messenger, or having calling everyone and having them a vote. What do you think? So if you're this type of leader, you're a D leader. You're a democratic leader. So everyone, I have given you four types of leader. A for a servant leader, B for visionary, C for the coach, and D for the democratic leader. So who are you on these four? There's no one size fits all approach to become a leader. So to continue to our meeting tonight, let me call on this type of leader who will note our grammar lapses, none other than our grammarian, and who will introduce the word of the night, TM Rose Paglia.
Good evening, everyone. And I'd like to call in our grammarian for tonight. She came in. All right. And here she is. I think she is a strict leader. Toastmaster Juliet.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And I will be your grammarian for tonight. Yes, I am a strict leader, but with a heart. Okay, the word for tonight is servant leadership, meaning a leadership style based on the desire to serve and give to your community. Example, servant leadership is focused on serving others to help them grow. Now, who wants to volunteer to give an example of our word for tonight? Anyone?
I can go,
TM?
Juliet.
TM Chris?
Yes.
Okay. On the floor,
Um,
yours.
our late Pope Francis really showed a servant leadership during his service as our Pope. And now that we have a new Pope, we expect that he will also have the same, not the same, but has somehow similar servant leadership, just like how we experienced Pope Francis before.
Okay, thank you so much, TM Chris. That was a very good example of our word for tonight. Now, over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, TM Juliet. TM Juliet is an example of a servant leader. Thank you, TM Juliet, for introducing the word of the night. So, everyone, please do use the word of the night. I believe we have a target of, let's say, 20 times the servant leadership will be uttered. So, for Miss Grammarian, please do note if we reach the target of 20 times. All right. So, to kick off our educational portion, let's call on someone who always lead with poise and presence. Let's rise and lead together starting now. So please welcome our table topics master, TM Beth Lagitan, who will challenge us to think on our feet. TM Beth, the stage is yours for the table topic segment.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jeff. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. But tonight, I say it's worth, or let's make it 1,000 bold ideas. Welcome to Rise and Lead, through the eyes of art for table topics. We will step inside the canvas because behind every masterpiece is a message, a mirror, and a moment. Are you ready to see yourself in the frame? Can I have a volunteer and let me share my picture? Can I share now before I call?
Go ahead. Up to you, Toastmaster Beth.
I have here
Yes.
5 masterpieces. Can I have a volunteer? Just choose the number, please. Or should I call 1? Can I have TM Renalita?
Number 1.
Number 1. I think number 1 is this one. Number 1 is the creation of Adam, painted by Meycauayan. And the question here is, what inner calling are you ready to reach for? And how it might awaken your power to lead? Let's have, the floor is yours, TM Renalita.
Good evening, everyone. We see a very beautiful painting before us by Michelangelo, and it's entitled The Creation of Adam. Well, God created every one of us, and inside the heart of everybody is an inner calling. You know, I really love Toastmasters because through this club, it has brought me into that realization that I am here for a purpose, that there is that inner calling inside of me. And unless I really grab that chance to follow that inner calling, I will not be significant and my life won't be relevant. And so, right at this moment, now that I am before my fellow Toastmasters, I think the inner calling that I have and I have come to realize is really mine through the help of Toastmasters is really for me to reach out to others and make them part of our team, part of our club. Well, you see, I know that every one of you, just like me, we used to be shy. We used to just not communicate well with other people. But then when we were invited to join this Toastmasters Club, somehow we had that confidence. We received that confidence that the best thing in life is to be able to become a good communicator. And now that it is something that we realize, we want to reach out to others. We want their lives to change the way Toastmasters has changed us. So that inner calling to reach out to our community, to our friends, and invite them to be part of this team is the inner calling that I would like to pursue. So by the help of you, Toastmasters friends, and by the help of our club, I know we all know that we will have to just press on until most of the people we know are part of our club. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you very much, TM Lead. You have captured the beauty of that defining moment when you said that reaching out is a heart and an inner calling to be able to understand others and be a good communicator. Thank you very much, TM Lead. May I have our next volunteer? I Can I ask Doc Ellis? Are you there?
We have two volunteers, Toastmaster Jeff and Toastmaster Anna. You can choose
Okay.
Toastmaster Jeff.
Toastmaster Anna first. Ladies first.
Okay. I will choose number three.
Number 3. Wow, that's
Your Starry
Bongo.
Night.
Yes, the Starry Night. Starry Night. The Starry Night by Bongo. The question is, if you could paint your leadership journey like Van Gogh's night sky, what would your stars represent and what would swirl around them? Let's go and step into the canvas, TM Anna.
Thank you, TM Beth. Similar to the three kings this who have journeyed across the desert to arrive at their destination. I could paint my leadership as a journey also that has transversed across multiple deserts. And unlike the two kings who have already reached um their milestones, have already reached their goal, my leadership journey is still evolving and it's still um going into the journey of becoming. And across that desert, you would always see um growth as well as problems and struggles that I have met along the way. And I guess that's all the same with all of us as servant leaders, right? We're always on the leadership journey of discovery. And it is a journey that is never ending. And I guess that is something that I think we all agree is something that we look forward to, that the journey is not ending, that there is always room for growth, that there is always room for discovery, and that there is always room for us to become better. And thus, I implore you that in our leadership journey, we do not wish for it to end, but rather we always wish for it to become something of a better discovery or a better chapter. And back to you, Team Ben.
Thank you very much, TM Anna. Your insight revealed that how you are evolving, and you reminded us that our journey or your journey is still a big discovery for all of us. Thank you very much, TM Anna. Very well said and very well explained with the Starry Night theme. Can I call TM Jeff for the next topic, painting, please?
Oh, TM Jeff is back.
Okay.
Are you okay now, TM Jeff?
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I have an intermittent connection right now. But please do, I'll choose number 4.
Number 4. That's Napoleon Crossing the Alps,
Yeah.
made by Jacques Louis David. The question is, let me see it now. Question: what bold step are you ready to take? Not because you feel ready, but because you've decided to rise. Step into the canvas. The floor is yours, TM Jeff.
It was May 2024 when the elections of new officers for Meycauayan has been conducted. During that time, we are all not ready. My canvas is blank, and I didn't picture out me becoming the president of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. I may say I'm not ready during that time, but when a situation arises, leaders should show up. It's one it is one of the memorable quotes I have learned from DTM Christine, that leaders are not born. They are made. They are honed continuously and mentored until they reach their full potential. Maybe right now, you're in a situation that you feel you're not ready to become a leader. But here in Toastmasters, here in our organization, we trained you, or we are practicing how to become great leaders, even we are not yet on that spotlight. And dear fellow Toastmasters, I hope that you learned from my experience during May 2024. I'm not ready yet, but when the situation arises and you need to serve, be ready to serve and rise and lead your constituents. Back to you, TM Beth.
Thank you very much, TM Jeff. Your boldness your boldness in saying that you are not yet ready, but it's so grounded with truth, but at the same time very humble. It's grounded with humility, and we are all inspired by your commitment and your actions. So thank you very much for leading us in for this year as president. Thank you very much, EM Jeff. And now uh, we have seen tonight that these are not just paintings. They were windows into our hearts, mirrors, and it showed us what it means to lead. So as we leave this table topic, remember, my fellow Toastmasters, that you are the artist of your own story. And as a servant leader, we are all focused and full of heart while serving. We always tend to put others others uh, other situation, we consider them first before ourselves, and that is servant leadership. So my fellow Toastmasters, let's all rise, lead, and leave the world inspired. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Rose.
All right, I'll take over in behalf of Toastmaster Rose. Thank you, TM Beth, for leading our impromptu segment of our meeting tonight. We have heard personal stories, real-time stories from our speakers who bravely delivered their table topic speeches tonight. Thank you for inspiring us, our fellow Toastmasters, in how you portray being a leader to your fellow members in the club or in your organization. So we're done with the first part of our meeting. Let's move on to the prepared speeches. So in the prepared speeches, the speakers will deliver a prepared speech in 5 to 7 minutes, which is subjective to the project's objective. For our first speaker, he will leadership style under the pathway of effective coaching, which has an objective of identifying the primary leadership style or styles. The time given is 5 to 7 minutes. He will be evaluated by TM Chris Sembellejo. Let's all welcome TM Oscar with this speech, Leadership by Example. Leadership by Example, TM Oscar. Take it away.
Everyone can aspire to be a leader. Each of us has the inherent qualities to lead, but leadership is a choice. And as a life goal, we cannot clearly define its objectives. The framework of leadership depends upon the type of leadership, the people to be led, the goals to be achieved by the team, and the resources needed to be achieved by that goal. And leadership is a leadership responsibility, and in most cases, leadership is daunting. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Even as a young, even at a young age, no bragging, I have quietly, effectively manifested leadership potentials. And my parents were the very first ones to notice this and believed that I was a natural leader. Simply because I was an organized, busybody and like to get things done all the time. And I thank my parents for supporting and harnessing those leadership potentials that they thought I had. And having these qualities, I have discovered that the main traits I should carry on to being a good leader rested only on three basic behaviors. And this is to become ambitious, dominant, and confident. With this imbibed in me, I found it not difficult enough to find myself taking responsibilities as a leader in most situations. But as I grew older and wiser, and when the need to be a leader beckoned beyond school and into my career path, my general idea of leadership shifted and revolved around inspiring people, motivating and communicating with people, setting a goal for myself, and setting a vision for my team. And also respecting others for what they are, for their perfect imperfections, for their differences and their diversity. But most of all, I found out the most important aspect of leadership is leading by example. I have learned that the leader must take a genuine and clear understanding of what they are or who they are and their capabilities. To succeed in leadership, one must convince yourself primarily and your team and your followers that you are worthy to be their leaders and that in the course of time, they build faith in you to become their leaders. Now, I have learned through time, and we often argue whether, as Jeff has said earlier, whether leaders are made or born. A lot of people say, well, leadership qualities are inborn. Some people say they are actually even generic or generally passed on to generations to generations. Perhaps that is true, but I strongly believe, and I agree with Jeff and Christine Temblique, and I believe in the Toastmaster mantra that good leaders are made. And growing up and into my maturity, I knew I had tools, but simply being organized, confident, and dominant does not make a leader. I have learned that pushing yourself with the willpower to lift you up and become a very effective leader, everything will be okay and everything will be fine. And good leaders develop their skills through continued education, self-study, and training. I have learned that my ideas may not always be the brightest in the field, but by taking ideas from my teams, the best initiatives often produce the most effective solutions. And leaders should take this as a humbling experience because it opens the doors to creating an atmosphere of harmony, cooperation, and unity in a team. The best way to be productive as a leader is by discovering new ways to carry out impossible tasks while you keep your calm and support a positive attitude. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, in my search for the true leadership in me, I have learned and I have discovered my own strength. And I speak tonight to share with you some strengths and to leave them and to carry on in my life's vision. First, efficiency. To become an efficient leader by example, you have to live by efficiency. I always see inefficiency as a problem that pulls me, my time, and consumes my inner energy from all my future goals as well as the team's. But if efficiency is seen through a leader like me, a transparent leader that they can see through, the ship sails smoothly and each task is rendered in the same degree of leadership. Energy. Energy is the power of self-drive. It is evident how I enjoy leading teams as well as implementing the plans and goals at hand. You can consider me a servant leader. So I believe harmony in a team, even in the most difficult task, is a sure win. When a leader propels his might to focus on his job, everyone else on the job feels the vibe and paddles the same direction and sail through the horizon. And what is important, third one, is self-confidence. I am driven by my ability to trust in my own abilities to inspire my peers. And it is a contagious feeling. And while the goal seems insurmountable, believing we can do it as one, keep the platform stable and always firm, but also everybody is on it and having an exalted feeling of accomplishment even before the task is accomplished. And I am strong-willed as a leader, and this is a good quality of a good leader. I rarely give up when I believe in something, which helps me achieve my goals. I enjoy rising to the occasion because each obstacle I face in my run towards victory. And this is because my team is not only lingering in my back or in my shadow or behind me, they face the challenge with me, alongside with me, hand in hand, moving forward and achieving and trying to achieve the goal or come what may. The fifth and the last strength that I still want to inspire myself is to become an inspiration, and to be a charismatic leader to everyone that is in my team. I am able to invigorate my team without much effort because they see in me the spark and the strong-willed personality to keep moving. Fellow Toastmasters, during our lifetime, we can choose to be just followers or listeners. It is probably the safest and the most convenient way. But there are times in our lives that we are called upon to act and become leaders. And this is when our life experiences hold us to the task. If we had led our lives with pure vigor and sincerity, then we are prepared to lead. If our interaction with people from all walks of life seems sincere, it helps us put our best foot forward to lead. And confidence, because as we lead a truthful, fruitful, and productive life, leadership brightens our lives in a very wide and open scenario. It pops up opportunity for us to grab, and it opens doors for us, for you, and for everyone else in our community. And fellow Toastmasters, to me, this is the most valuable lesson of leadership. And to me, and hopefully to you and the rest of the Toastmasters community, this is the power of leadership by example. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster Jeff.
Thank you, TM Oscar. Hearing the story of TM Oscar, I just reflected that leadership is not convenient. Maybe for others, they may say it's convenient because they can delegate. But being a leader is not convenient per se. when you are in a situation, because leaders are brave people. They are confident, as TM Oscar said. They have a high level of self-confidence in them to lead others. And I hope, my fellow Toastmasters, you find your inner strength or your good traits, because every leader is different. So thank you, TM Oscar, for sharing that story. Moving on to our second prepared speaker. Our second speaker will deliver her project under persuasive influence. Her project is reflect on your path with the purpose of reflect on your growth during the completion of an entire path. The time allotted is 10 to 12 minutes, and she will be evaluated by PM Rose. Let's all welcome our second speaker, PM Lead, delivering her speech, Don't Stop Believing, Don't Stop Believing. PM Lead Mabayad, the stage is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. My pathway persuasive influence is so inspiring and significant, and it's my honor, my privilege to share with you tonight some reflections I have acquired throughout the path. Just take a look at these two words, persuasive and influence. These two define the project. We need to use the power of persuasion and become an influencer who is extraordinary. Toastmasters is our teacher. Inspired by a fellow Toastmaster Erica's speech during our club's team building at Casa Erlinda, I have this one thing to say. Not my original though, but Erica's. Kapag may pangarap ka, pero napabayaan mo kasi naging busy ka, hanapin mo. Andyan lang yun. Hindi nawawala. After I heard that, I cried. Let me translate in English what Erica said. If you have a dream, but somehow you think you lost it, don't lose heart. It's still there. For sure, you'll find it. Erica Aborde. Doing a pathway in Toastmasters is like looking for our dream that somehow was put on hold. Engaging oneself in a pathway is like searching for that dream. Yes, it's just there, waiting to be found. Every living being has a desire to grow and be recognized. Choosing a pathway is like starting on a journey, one pathway after another until you reach the end. But for every path you finished, you don't stop. You go on, believing. Because at the end of each pathway is a pot of treasures. That, my friend, my fellow Toastmasters, is just another way of saying that Toastmasters is a blessing. Being so, these are some of the lessons I learned. Number one, be a very good listener. If I wasn't listening to my fellow Toastmasters or to some guests, I could have missed a lot of wonderful moments to learn from. Increasing knowledge is one of the objectives of persuasive influence path. So when we listen well, we increase our knowledge. Being on a Toastmaster meeting is more than just a display of great talents and accomplishments. It is not a stage, it is life. Every bit of story we share in our gathering is a piece of ourselves that resonates to every heart present. And so we share. Life, as we know, is for sharing. Number two, whenever there is an invitation to attend another Toastmasters Club meeting, grab it. Building skills is another objective of this pathway. And when we attend other club meetings, we build our skills. I was invited 2 weeks ago by our good friend and the president of Pinoy Readers Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Mar Libiran, who is now our incoming president of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club come this July 2025. The club's theme that night was Ichigo Ichiya, a Japanese art of making the most of every moment, emphasizing on the importance and uniqueness of every encounter. There are no two same experiences. Every happening is unique, no duplication. And I said, wow, this makes me more thankful about the pathway I took. Persuasive influence. We just don't know when we are making an impression that is going to leave a mark. Every moment is important, every moment significant, every moment relevant. That club hopping moment was an incredible time for me to learn more. I learned to value every chance life gives us, life gives me. So do not confine yourselves to just one club. Join other clubs as well for growth and transformation. I remember a quotation I shared with you during one of the Toastmasters meeting. It was from an Olympian named Jeff Olson. Jeff said, live out, live out loud and in full color. Easy for him to say that, huh? He was an Olympian. But now that I am a Toastmaster, I could say the same thing. I am living out loud and in full color, thanks to Toastmasters. And so that is the third and last lesson that I would like to live with you. Live out loud and in full color. Again, that's not my original quotation, not Erica's, but Jeff Olson. Thank you, Ralph's Medley. We are forever grateful. Thank you, Toastmasters. Through Toastmasters, we are now able to live life to the fullest. The master of our skills bring us to the best version of ourselves. Thank you to all the pathways that are here for us. I will continue with the pathways ahead of me to honor Ralph's Medley, who didn't stop believing for himself and for the rest of us. It feels like Ralph's Medley has passed on the baton to someone like me, someone like you, with the same words. Don't stop believing. Don't stop being an influencer and be very persuasive about it. For someone out there, a fellow Toastmaster who is looking for a pathway to take, let me recommend this one to you. Persuasive influence. It works if you don't stop believing. And as you proceed with your life being a persuasive influencer, don't lose your energy, don't lose your passion, don't lose your enthusiasm, don't lose your charisma. Go on. Just do it. Do not stop believing. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Wow, thank you, TM Lead, for that inspiring speech. My key takeaway from your speech is to listen well and also read and observe. Because in listening and observing others, when you join other club or club hop, you will increase your knowledge vastly. So, Temli, thank you for reminding us that listening well is proportionate to servant leadership. So let's move on to our last speaker. Our last speaker will be delivering her Reflect on Your Path project under the pathway of persuasive influence, which has also an objective of reflecting on their growth during the completion of her entire path. The time allotted is 10 to 12 minutes, and her evaluator will be TM Ana Aborde. Let's all welcome our third speaker, TM Armel Gutierrez, with her speech, Through the Years, Through the years, TM Armel Gutierrez. Take it away.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It is hard to believe, but it has been 4 long years since I received my persuasive influence path. The good news about it is that I got it for free thanks to a special promo from Toastmasters International many years ago. But through the years, a question kept nagging at me. What have I done with it? Why haven't I completed it yet? 4 years, that's a long time to be stuck on one path in Toastmasters. Was I guilty of becoming stagnant as a Toastmaster? Did I take my time for granted and let it slip away without action? Maybe yes, or maybe no. But tonight, fellow friends, Toastmasters, I invite you to journey with me back through those 4 years. Where was I in 2021? I remember that was the year when I served as the Division G Director. And during that time, my focus was not on myself. It was on the entire division as I led 3 areas under my leadership. And looking back, it was both my greatest challenge and also my proudest achievement as a leader in Toastmasters. Maybe others might call it a nightmare because it is never easy. Honestly, at times it felt like one, but in truth, it was my most significant milestone yet. How did I apply my persuasive influence as division director? Honestly, I did not realize it at the time, but as I reflect now, I see that I was already practicing it, specifically through level 4 of my path in the leading in difficult situations, elective, managing online meetings. Back then, Zoom was our main stage. It was the era of endless virtual meetings. And I became what I call a full-fledged zombie. I know most of you can relate. Setting up meetings was easy, and after all, we were all working from home. I'm not the tech savvy person, but somehow I managed to learn the basics of Zoom and lead through the screen. On the other hand, I have to admit, I became tired. The weight of responsibilities had caught up with me. Zoom fatigue was real. 3 meetings a week, plus weekends, and wait, there's more. My earliest meeting during that time was to attend the Zoom at 6 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning. Oh my God, yes, it was overwhelming and fun at the same time. Where was I in 2022? I decided to take a break. I stepped back from leadership roles and became an ordinary Toastmaster member. Though I continued to serve as the immediate past division director during my time away from Toastmasters, I focused on my career as a Sun Life advisor. And interestingly, it was then that I began to see the value of what I have learned in Pathways without realizing it at first. I was applying my level 3 project, Connect with Storytelling. In sales, stories make the difference. Clients don't just buy products, they buy the emotions, the experiences, and the real life impact behind those stories. And it was through storytelling that I started to build genuine trust and connection with them. In 2023, I received another calling to serve Division G, and this time as the Area G2 Director. The clubs under my care were Metro Dagupan, Tarlac, Bavi North Luzon, and DYCI Toastmasters Club. Unlike before, this time it was a hybrid setup, which meant I had to attend on-site meetings, I had to attend online meetings. Once, twice, sometimes even more. And traveling long distances from Bulacan to Tarlac and even to Dagupan, it was not easy. But what kept me going was my love for the members and my commitment to the responsibility I had accepted. Looking back, I realized I was living out the lessons from level 2 of my pathways, understanding your leadership style. And I believe I am a servant leader. It was not just visiting clubs, I was learning, growing, and connecting on a deeper level as a leader. I learned how to adapt to different member personalities. Some were easy to understand and eager to cooperate. Others truly tested the limits of my patience. A few needed to be guided step by step, like mentoring someone and on their very first step. But through all those situations, I genuinely enjoyed serving as their area director. It was challenging, yes, but every moment was meaningful and absolutely worth it. Now comes 2024. I finally took a well-deserved break from serving the district, but that didn't mean stepping away from Toastmasters entirely. Instead, I choose to serve my home club, the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, as the club secretary. And this time, the role felt lighter, just attending the regular meetings, fulfilling my assigned roles, and taking minutes during the executive sessions. And importantly, it became my time to focus on myself, to finally complete my speech assignments. And now, here I am reaching level 5 of my persuasive influence path. The journey hasn't been easy. It has demanded time, effort, energy, patience, and self discipline. But every step has brought me closer to that long awaited goal to earn the title of Distinguished Toastmaster. And this year, 2025, I feel more confident than ever before as an individual. I have noticed how I have grown, especially in how I present to clients at work. I no longer hesitate to host our unit or branch meetings. Instead, I embrace the spotlight. I can see my progress, even though I know I'm still a work in progress every single day. Beyond Toastmasters, I've also been serving as a lector commentator in our church for the past 3 years. And through these experiences, I've come to a meaningful realization. I may not be an artist or a math wizard, but I have discovered my true gift, the gift of speaking. Thanks to the podcasting elective in my persuasive influence path, I even learned to appreciate the sound of my own voice. I may not have the most dynamic vocal variety, but it has a calm, soothing tone, enough to bring stillness to the noise around me. And now I understand how to use that gift from a whole new perspective. What a journey it has been. Looking back, I now realize the past 4 years were not wasted after all. There were responsibilities within Toastmasters that I initially hesitated to take, but I stepped up, faced the challenge, and grew because of them. I've come to see that being a Toastmaster is more than just a role. It is my training ground for life. It is my playground, my safe space where I have learned to prepare, grow, and build the courage to face the real world with confidence. 4 long years. That's a long time to be stuck on one path in Toastmasters. But looking back, I can confidently say it was all worth it. Every moment, every challenge, every lesson along the way. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, TM Armel. What a journey it has been. You're almost there, TM Armel, for that DTM project. And we learned that to become a leader, you have to be great in time management and you need to have patience because you have so much responsibilities when you are having on a higher level of leadership, especially in our organization or maybe on your professional or business organization. So thank you so much. We're almost done with the prepared speeches. And the next segment will be one of the meatiest of our meeting where the leaders will evaluate other leaders. Where the leaders will evaluate his fellow leader, the one who will lead our general evaluation tonight is one of the most respected in in our industry in in Toastmasters in District 75. So he's currently our D75 district director. He's currently based in Cebu. Let's give him a round of applause. A big round of applause for our general evaluator, Direct Chot Joseph Chongbian.
Great,
Hello,
great.
Direct.
Mahayong gabi, President Jeff. Thank you so much and good evening,
Hello,
everybody.
Gabi.
I just want to check. Can you hear me good?
Perfect.
Good.
Yes,
There,
loud
there you
and
go.
clear, loud and
Yeah,
clear,
loud and
sir.
Thank you
clear.
so much for the confirmation. Toastmaster Armel, yes, you're right. What a journey it has been. Before I'm going to start my evaluation, wow, it has been crazy. Yes, I am based in Cebu, but I just arrived here in Manila just a few hours ago. Our flights got delayed, so I had to travel. So my apologies that I got cut off several times, but thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me here this evening. But first of all, let me just express my heartfelt gratitude and thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Mark, our Vice President for Education. His unwavering persistence, grabe talaga. Mark, he invited me like almost 2 months ago and patiently endured like two reschedules. And I'm very happy that I finally made it tonight on the third try. Third time's the charm. And what a way, now what a night to finally join you here in Meycauayan Toastmasters Club for me to personally, virtually and personally congratulate all of you for achieving the President's Distinguished Club Award, a perfect 10 out of 10 goal. Now, this remarkable accomplishment isn't just a badge of honor. It is definitely a testament to the discipline, collaboration, and passion that pulses through each and every member of your club. Now, you don't just chase excellence, you definitely live it. Now, tonight's meeting was, for me, not short of extraordinary. From the moment I joined the virtual room, I was struck by the meticulous preparation. Your agenda wasn't merely a program, it was a newsletter worthy masterpiece, polished and purposeful. For every role was clearly defined and every transition was seamless and every detail intentional. Honestly, I'm looking forward to read the full article in your leadership journey to our President Jeff. Now, the inclusion of the word of the day, servant leadership, woven seamlessly into the theme was stroke of brilliance, honestly. It reminded us that the leadership isn't just about titles, it's about humility, service, and lifting others. Now, the evening tonight began with a powerful video introduction, something new for me in my 20 years as a Toastmaster. I usually notice that in division or district activities, but doing it in a club, this is something new. showcase your club. You told a story. You didn't just say who you are. You showed me your energy, your camaraderie, and of course your purpose. That visual narrative, paired with a heartfelt prayer after, set a tone of inspiration and reflection. It was a masterclass in how to open a meeting, connecting hearts before your minds. Now, President Jeff, you wore a lot of hats this evening. But this is something very interesting. Your opening question, you did ask of all of us earlier, is leadership easy? You allowed me to think a while there. Now, while was it was that question was both for me disarming and profound. In acknowledging the challenges we face, you created a space for vulnerability, but you didn't leave us within the struggle. Instead, you handed us a toolkit, the four leadership styles that you gathered and shared with us this evening. You shared the A, V, C, and D. A for a servant leader. V for visionary. I saw what you did there. C for coach, and D democratic. Now, these aren't just concepts. For me, there are choices we can make daily. And Toastmaster Juliet, when we segue to the word of the day, servant leadership wasn't just defined. It was embodied in the way this club really operates. You reminded us that leadership begins not with authority, but with a desire to serve. Like what I mentioned, I got cut off several times earlier, so I might have missed some parts of the table topics and the speakers. But before I'd like to move on with the rest of my evaluations, I'd like to Toastmaster Jeff, if you don't mind, is it okay if I ask a favor? Like what a journey it has been, and I need to catch up with another engagement in a while. But if you don't mind, will you be able to help me just navigate to the rest of the evaluators? Then I'll catch
Yes.
up to wrap up my evaluation, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Jeff.
Thank you so much. So I'd like to turn it over to you for now to introduce the rest of our lieutenant evaluators. Then I'll catch up in a short while.
All right. Thank you, Direct Jeff.
Thank you so much,
Now,
Press. I'll join you in a while.
all right. For the evaluation on the table topics, we're to see this impromptu segment of our meeting tonight. Let us call on our table topics evaluator to evaluate table topics master Beth Lagitan, and the table topic session. Let's call on PM Marley Biran.
Yes.
Please let us all welcome PM Marley Biran for our table topics evaluation. PM Mar, take it away.
Yes, thank you very much, President Jeff. Now, the theme Rise and Lead has been maintained through the table topics discussion. And let me start evaluating them. First speaker is TM Leads. Now, TM Leads answered us with two questions. That is, what inner calling will you reach out for? And then, what will awaken your power to lead? Quite powerful, good beginning. Also, if we judge it on the introduction, body, and ending, then Peter Litz's speech will be great because the body is also good. The body is certainly on point because it is the recurring theme that is inner calling. Yes. And of course, the challenge was so good and says that we would have maintained or we would have been happy if we will be able to invite all whom we know to become Toastmasters. Now, what could be my suggestions? My suggestion is first, pauses, because there the gap between sentences there seems to be none. So pauses. It was a short story that is continuity, parang sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, sentence 4, something like that. And then vocal variety, especially that one, wherein you heard a challenge. It will be great if we will be able to invite all the people that we know to become Toastmasters. Yes, the challenge should have been dramatized a little bit or tempered dramatization. But all in all, it was inspiring as a table topic participant. Thank you. Now I go to number 2.
Thank you.
This is TM Ana. TM Ana, you had a good beginning because you really spoke on life journey. And of course, you answered the question. It starts to present the central point, what swirls around it. Well, again, you are right describing it. Never ending, that there is a room for discovery, room for betterment. Yes. And certainly a good end na it will build you. What can I suggest? First is the tempered dramatization. And second suggestion is you can probably insert a personal story to make it really more attractive, lipak. Yes, just like a product. For the third speaker, the President Jeff answering Napoleon crosses the Alps. There's a good beginning because it says that, are you ready? Then again, he said he decided to rise. Yes, it is a pattern of past, present, and future. And of course, the challenge is the situations. And then what situation are we in, and the benefits of Toastmaster. What could be my suggestion? Well, my suggestion is please mention that there was a pleasant surprise to your leadership, because your leadership, no doubt, during your time, there is an unprecedented, or there was a sharp increase in the number of members. Yes, that should be mentioned. Of course, modesty aside, that should be mentioned. And maybe you could have ended your statement by saying, just keep on plodding, just keep on trying, just keep on powering your efforts. So, all in all, the three speakers were good. And for the table topics master, she really capitalized on the topic of rise and lead. And she said that, and it was a good set of painting, because he said, what an intro. A painting is just a window you saw. It could be a mirror. And the conclusion it is, you are creating your own story. You have a good choices of paintings that you allowed us to interpret. And again, you were able to supplement it, servant leadership, put others first. I will be able to suggest, maybe the only thing I can suggest is that you must try to a common painting. You could have inserted at least one common painting that everybody knows. But all in all, it was a great table topics discussion facilitated by none other than TM Beth Lugitan. Thank you. I return the control back to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, PMR, for that great and comprehensive review of our table topics. So moving on, let me call on our next evaluator to evaluate our prepared speech number 1. TM Oscar will be our evaluator. TM Chris. TM Chris, take it away to evaluate TM Oscar's prepared speech.
TM Oscar, once again, congratulations. Your title alone already accomplishes the objective of your speech, which clearly is identifying your leadership style, which is leadership by example. In that sense, you've successfully completed your project. However, you have given us more. As always, your speeches are well organized and your use of presentation materials enhances your delivery. You smoothly guided us through your message with clarity and structure. As a servant leader, I would like to share a few recommendations for your consideration uh, to further elevate your speech in the future. First, pause in between key points to allow your message to resonate. The second one, incorporate vocal variety to keep your audience engaged and emphasize important ideas. I noticed that there are some areas in your speech which um, you could have put some additional uh, highs and lows with your voices to put some emphasis on it. The third one, review and practice your speech to ensure that it fits within the required time frame. In summary, TM Oscar, your speech was well organized, visually supported, and clearly structured. But don't forget the recommendations to pause in between key points, incorporate vocal variety, and review and practice your speech to fit within the required time, as it will help to refine your next speech delivery. TM Oscar, you have clearly demonstrated what it means to be a leader by example. Your speech was a testament to your ability to inspire through action, and I look forward to hearing to your next speech. Over to you, TM Jeff.
All right, thank you, TM Chris. So great summary as you gave your evaluation to TM Oscar. You provided, I think, a 2 to 3 strengths, and then you move forward to the recommendations. So thank you, TM Chris, for giving a comprehensive review of TM Oscar's speech. Congratulations. So moving on to our second prepared speech evaluator, let me call on TM Rose to evaluate the speech of TM Lee. TM Rose, the stage is yours.
Good evening, everyone. One moment, please. Is my audio okay?
Yes,
Thank
loud
you.
and clear.
Perfect. Now, one moment, as part of Toastmasters servant leadership goals, I am here to evaluate Toastmasters' speech. Dreams can come true if you believe. So let's not stop believing. Toastmaster Lit, you are an embodiment. You are this this dream that we are achieving as here the younger members of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Now, on your completion path speech, congratulations. I found your speech organized because you had markers in them. You enumerated number one, this is the lesson, number two, and three. And then I found that your speech was thematic and it started with explaining what to you the persuasive influence path is, and then it ended with you persuading us to take the same path as well. And with that, my third observation for you, Toastmaster Lit, well, now you're in a different device. A while ago, I think you were in a different setup, and I appreciate that because I think when you started in table topics, you had some feedback, and so I appreciate that you changed uh, your setup so that I think you were trying to get rid of the feedback. And with that post, the kind of sideways post, it gave a different vibe to you, Toastmaster Lit. You were sort of changed into a reporter. That's how I felt seeing you when you were in a uh, different position. Now, Toastmaster Lit, I would like to challenge you on your next speech. Please avoid the disclaimers. Like when you said, this is not my quote, but you already said that the quote is by Toastmaster Erica or by someone named John. So you don't need to tell them that it's not your quote because you've already mentioned what's the source. And I would like to ask for at least one specific tip or lesson on one of the projects in the whole path so that it can help those who are taking the same path or the same project as well. So a little specificity on the tip per project. For example, I was doing this uh, lesson, no, pathways level 2.3, and I found it helpful to consult your mentor, have a one-on-one with them. So those are my suggestions to you, Toastmaster Lit. Congratulations on your organized, thematic, and showing us a different vibe in your speech. Remember to ditch the disclaimers and give us a specific help on a specific project. With that, we are hopeful for your next achievement, Toastmasters. Congratulations on finishing your persuasive influence.
Thank you. Noted all your comments. Thank you. Recommendations. Thank you.
And now back to our Toastmaster of the evening, or is it Toastmaster Jot now?
I think the job is not yet. I'll take over. So thank you, TM Rose, for your evaluation to TM Lead. First is good observation, good keen eyes as you observe the transition from one platform to another of the one you're evaluating, which is TM Lead. You have provided good commendations, and one I think I would suggest is I think hopeful is kind of it's for me. It's for my way of thinking. Hopeful is like when I think of this is you're more like stable or more like a solemn approach. Maybe you could use more uh what I may say excited, the terms excited. So you will lift the the motivation of the one you're evaluating. So it's kind of one of the great term to use in evaluation. So overall, you did great in evaluation, Tem Rose. Congratulations. So moving on to our third prepared speaker. A prepared speech evaluator is TM Anna to evaluate the third prepared speaker, TM Armel. TM Anna, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Jeff. First of all, TM Armel, congratulations for your wonderful speech, and I really appreciate how you have run, how you really shown us your growth along the 4 years that you've been in the persuasive pathway. I really appreciate how you've connected the Toastmaster pathway, not only within the Toastmaster leadership, but as well as your career itself outside of Toastmaster. It is a great example of how we can use our learnings here in Toastmasters in our own career outside, which is, I guess, one of the things that we really value, right, by becoming part of the Toastmasters International. Now, where are some improvements that I can help you with? Because of course, we always know that there is always room for growth. Number one, we might want to utilize more variation in voices, either by incorporating higher or lower intonation, or adding characters in our speeches. Because by doing so, we would continuously capture our audience's attention, especially since the speech is running from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. It is quite a lengthy speech, and there is a saying that audience attention is only limited at around 5 minutes. So we might want to add more tricks on that. And also to avoid
I hope you know it's better to try.
I can hear someone singing as my background as my background noise.
Hindi
That's
mga
alright.
kanta.
admittedly, that was a very good singing voice. Anyway, the second point is we all know, of course, that the use of hand gesture is encouraged as we do our Toastmaster speeches, but we should also note that there is something as an excessive hand gesture. So, of course, we might want to focus hand gestures on making it efficient and effective and as natural as we could. But nonetheless, Toastmaster Alamel, the speech is very well delivered as well as the content itself, and I really appreciate how you've run us through your own journey here in your own pathway. And I'm also looking forward on me finishing my own pathway. You've been an inspiration to MRML. I'm looking forward to other speeches that you've made. Thank you. Back to you, TMJ.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
TM Ana.
Ana. Problema ko talaga yung vocal variety. Maybe President Shep can give me some tips on how to improve it.
Well, we could have a short seminar about that on our next meetings. Anyway, TM Ana, great evaluation to TM Armel. TM Armel have showed personal story which attracts our attention, our audience, since we can relate as well to your experiences as a leader. Thanks so much, TM Ana and TM Armel. So we're done with the prepared speech evaluations. Let me call on my three musketeers, the technical evaluators. We have timer, and motion counter, and the grammarian. So to start with, let me call on our grammarian, TM Juliet. Please take it away.
Thank you, TM Jeff. We don't have guests, right? So I'm not going to elaborate on the role of the grammarian.
We do have one. It's
We do?
Tito Fortunato.
He's always here.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He's aware of.
I always see
Okay.
him every time I'm here. He's always here. He's no
Yeah,
longer
okay.
new.
And Toastmaster Julia, he's here to stay. He's gonna pay his membership na raw.
Yay!
Wow, yay! All right. So go on, TM Juliet.
Okay, first of all, the word of the night, servant's leadership, it was only mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. One from TM Bechay, one from TM Oscar, one from TM Jep, one from TM Armel, and one from GE Joseph Chongpian. Now, I didn't catch any germs, but I've caught some interesting words and some of the gems later. So, to begin with the interesting words, perfect imperfections from Tito Oscar, contagious feeling, lingering, vigor, specificity, embodiment, inner calling, the baton, charisma, enthusiasm, vulnerability, testament, and zombie, Okay. And for the gems, some of the beautiful phrases that I heard. From TM Ana, there's always room for us to become better. From TM Oscar, there's quite a few. Ship sails smoothly. And copying or saying what Tita Christine and TM Jep said, leaders are not born, they are made. And from TM or Oscar as well, leadership is a choice. From TM Lit, every moment is important, is significant, is relevant. Value any chance life gives us. And from GE Joseph Chongbian, connecting hearts before the mind. And lastly, from TM Armel, which is, I would say, the phrase of the night. What a journey it has been, and the end is not in sight. Back to you, GE.
Wow. Thank you, PM Juliet. Starting from the background music of the prepared speakers, I hear that my fellow Toastmasters user Meycauayan has a really good voice. Not only a leader, but also future singers. Thank you so much, PM Juliet, for that comprehensive grammarians report. Next, to the next one, let me call on our and motion counter. That's all. Welcome, PM Armel Garcia. The stage is yours, PM Armel.
Thank you so much, President Jeff. I am your generous counter tonight because I haven't heard any feeder words coming from all of you because I observe instead of saying those feeder words, you pause before taking on the next words that you're going to say. Congratulations, Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, because every meeting we keeps on improving, avoiding those feeder words used. We got the technique. The best thing to avoid those feeder words is to pause for a moment. You may just smile, look at that powerful camera on your screen, and then compose yourself and just go on saying your thoughts, your feelings. May lamok pa dito. So congratulations, friends. To me, in my opinion, we are improving on avoiding on how to use those filler words. And for you, our new member, Sir Fortunato, that's how he spells his name. It is a good sign that you are a Toastmaster if you are irritated hearing those filler words. You may observe this when you listen to those politicians, to the broadcaster, because when they report, they always say, gandang umaga po. Nandito po tayo sa Manila. So, very good tonight, fellow Toastmasters, because all of us avoided the use of filler words. That's my report. Back to you, President Jeff.
Wow, thank you so much, PM Armel, for the account and motion counters report. Now for our timer, who's been very busy in taking notes of our time. Let me call on our best singer for FTFC. TM Chris, please take it away. All right.
Thank you, TM Jeff. I'd like to commend everyone, even though we started 2 minutes late with the 7 p.m. time. I think we still have enough time, a bit early, to close our meeting. So good job, Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. And to report with you the time log for our speeches, I'd like to commend as well our table topics speaker for delivering all your speeches within the time frame. So congratulations. For our prepared speeches, unfortunately, we have TM Oscar who went overtime. You could have exchanged the speech time required with TM Lit because her time requirement's 10 to 12 minutes and yours is 5 to 7 minutes, but TM Lit is under time, which she only delivered her speech for 7 minutes and 2 seconds. And for TM Armel, congratulations because you're within the time speech requirements. But that's okay. And for the evaluations, TM Anna and TM Anna delivered her speech on time. However, I delivered my evaluation 6 minutes behind the 2 minute mark, and TM Rose went overtime for 3 minutes and 36 seconds. The same with TM Mar, who delivered his evaluation speech overtime, which is 6 minutes and 27 minutes. And fellow Toastmasters, I'd like to share with you this song from SB19 where it says, I hope you know it's better to try. 'Cause one day we'll run out of. It's okay if we go overtime, under time, or we are on time as long as we try, because one day we'll run out of time. So over to you, TM Jeff.
Thank you, TM Chris, for serenading us for tonight. So, you're on point in delivering your timers report for tonight. Overall, for overall wrapping up of our evaluation for tonight, let me call on Direct Jot for evaluation of our tonight's meeting. Direct Jot, please take it over.
Great, great. Good evening once again, fellow Toastmasters and friends. Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Jeff, thank you so much for helping me out earlier, and my sincere apologies for this conflict of schedule. Wow, what a journey it has been. But anyway, thank you so much to all our lieutenant evaluators for your feedback. It was definitely a joy to hear your tips and feedback to our speakers. Now, what I really appreciate is that all of you really began and ended with a positive. That for me is a practice that really builds confidence while nurturing growth. Now, as evaluators, we have the power to deepen our impact by anchoring our commendation in the why, right? What am I trying to say with this? It is hard. This is just my suggestion that every time we give a commendation to our speakers, it is not just said for the speakers to feel good about themselves. It is also very important to tell the whys of our commendation. It is important that we also explain and to share with them why it is important, to remind them that why it is important to keep on doing whatever you commended them for. But so far, thank you so much. We really have a lot of great evaluators here this evening. I'm very excited. Wow. Now to our Toastmaster of the evening, our president, Jeff. Wow, what a performance. Like what I mentioned earlier, you definitely wore different hats this evening. You were the president, the leader, the navigator, but you still steer this meeting with the calm of a seasoned captain. Your preparation was very evident in every detail, from the polished agenda to the seamless transition. I really love personally how you transition from one part of the program to another by getting bits and pieces of the speaker's points without overpowering the evaluator. That is really, really brilliant. You really prove that leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about guiding others to rediscover them. Now, Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, as I reflect on our meeting tonight, I am very struck on how your club embodies servant leadership. You don't just talk about community, you build it. You don't just celebrate success, you create pathways for others to shine. Now, this club is a living example of what happens when we lead with purpose, humility, and of course, with a heart. Thank you so much for letting me witness your magic tonight. You've reminded me that leadership isn't a solo act. It's a chorus of voices lifting each other higher. Keep setting the bar high, Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. I'm very, very proud very proud of all of you. Just a reminder that the district is watching and you're lighting the way. You're lighting the way to brighten our district further. I just want to say happy Tuesday to everybody. Good evening, and thank you so much for having me here. Back to you, Toastmaster John.
Thank you so much, Direct Jot. Thank you for gracing our meeting tonight, especially for paving the way and inspiring our Toastmasters in the whole District 75. We all look up to you, Direct Jot. Thank you so much. And also, I would like to thank you, all the evaluators for tonight, for taking the lead in helping us learn from one another. So before we end, I'll give you the latest news and announcements in behalf of distinguished Toastmaster Mark. Let us have a scan of what has transpired in these 2 weeks.
To our prepared speech evaluators, you may now complete and send the digital evaluation forms to your assigned speakers. Do this by logging in to your Pathways Basecamp account, click on Feedback tab, and select Evaluation Feedback, and access the digital evaluation form intended to your assigned speaker. Then, complete the information required in the digital evaluation form. Prepared speakers, please mark your speech projects as completed right after this meeting. Congratulations to our new Pathways level completers. Toastmaster Sedi for completing the level 4 of Engaging Humor Path, and Toastmaster Rose for completing the entire presentation mastery path. Last May 20, a joint meeting between the Meycauayan and Maharlika Toastmasters clubs was held. It was led by Meycauayan's distinguished Toastmaster Mark Edrada and Maharlika's Toastmaster Alvin C. The evaluation for the entire proceeding was facilitated by our past Division G Director Armel Gutierrez. As of May 26, 2025, the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club has achieved perfect 10 President's Distinguished Club goals for the current term. In line with this, the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club attained 35 education awards from different members. This in turn garnered the current term 2024 to 2025 the highest number of educational awards for the past 33 years. Also, these are our triple crowners as of the moment. This is our list of our target level completers before the current Toastmaster term ends. I encourage every one of you to deliver your speeches even outside our club meetings. The Meycauayan Toastmasters Club has a roadmap for the progress of our members. This is the list of our target DTMs for the rest of the decade, in time for the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club's 40th anniversary in 2031. As part of our term end celebration, the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club will recognize our fellow Toastmasters, both seasoned and new joiners, on their achievements in communication, leadership, education, and mentorship. By shining a spotlight on the individual and collective achievements, the club envisions to strengthen its bond and set the stage for the next generation of impactful leaders and communicators. Even our guest general evaluators have the opportunity to grab the Best General Evaluator in the Guest category award in Meycauayan Toastmasters Club's most prestigious award-giving body. This is the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club's first Diamond Gavel Awards night. On June 24, 2025, Tuesday at 7 p.m. via Zoom, with delayed webcast on the Meycauayan Toastmasters Club's official Facebook page. The 28-day book writing online course is now available. It contains online lecture videos that you may access 24/7. There will also be group coaching sessions once a month and unlimited individual email coaching for 1 year. To those who are interested to unleash the book author in you through the 28-day book writing online course, feel free to approach me. Our next educational meeting will be on June 10, 2025 at 7 p.m. The theme will be Introducing Metaverse Technology, as we will learn the background of Metaverse or Web 3.0, which is a computing tool of the future. This will be hosted by distinguished Toastmaster Mark as our Toastmaster for that evening. Our WMS is held every first and third Saturday of the month at 2 p.m. via Zoom. We will now focus on the mentoring for the Patimpalak sa Wikang Filipino. The weekend mentoring session is open to Meycauayan Toastmasters Club members. To our viewers on our social media platform, we invite you to join us to our regular educational meetings every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 7 to 9:30 p.m. This is done online via Zoom, admission is free, and follow us on our official social media accounts. For more personal and professional lessons about communication and leadership, download the previous issues of The Toast the official e-newsletter of Meycauayan Toastmasters Club. Download it for free by scanning the QR code at your screen. Every Toastmaster is called for leadership. Whether you like it or not, you will lead in your Toastmasters Club. And if your time and resources permit, you may lead in the higher level of the organization. Aside from Toastmasters, you can also lead in your own families and in your own professional affiliations. But before you do that, lead yourself first. Fellow Toastmasters, see you next meeting. I am your Vice President for Education, Mark Edrada, and this is the family that rises and leads with competence and confidence. This is Meycauayan Toastmasters Club.
So tonight we witness what it truly means to rise, not just as speakers, but as leaders. Every voice shared was a step toward the greater confidence. TM Oscar said, self-confidence, energy, and efficiency. So to become a leader, you need to be efficient, energetic, and have self-confidence in you. So every evaluation given was a gift from our leaders, co-leaders, to increase our growth. And please remember, leadership isn't a destination, it's a decision we make every day. And in this club, we rise not alone, but together. And by the trust vested in me by Meycauayan Toastmasters Club, I now officially adjourn this meeting. See you next time and keep rising. Good night, everyone.
Good night.